I'll find out what it's about. Could be the stuff they dump down the lines from time to time.
Yeah.
Clean that stuff out, so one thing.
That would make sense.
If we don't clean the hard stuff, then we'd probably fall and start creeping into the dirt.
You go for there?
Why? Why would you, Bill?
You got no.
Would you pass that back on and ask her about the electronic checks? Because I don't see those on there anymore. That's the one here. So if we're not tracking it.
No, we need to have them tracked.
Yeah.
Need to be on there.
I don't need that.
No, hopefully I don't need it.
Sorry, thank you.
Sorry. Hey, Nate.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yeah,
Before it gets all hot and stuffy.
Before we get started, I'm going to track electronic checks as well.
We didn't have any this month.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Yep, I didn't get a bill for either one of them.
Okay.
It is now 7 o'clock. It's 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and get started. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up on our agenda, I'd like to welcome everybody out. We have a full house, and that's good. So thank you all for being here. Tonight we're going to do things the way they should have been done all along in a meeting. Harley's our new clerk. She doesn't know anybody. So when you have something to say, you need to raise your hand, be called on, and you stand up, and you can identify yourself, and then you can speak for 2 to 3 minutes. And we're not going to have any debates, no arguments. If you have something to say, everybody has a right to say it. But there won't be any arguments. Okay? So, first up is Garden County Sheriff. Time over to you.
My name is John Croft. I'm a sergeant with the Sheriff's Office to report on our activity starting in April, started April 13th this year. And up to present time, we've responded to 24 calls of service within Farming City limits. Our patrol time is 56 hours and 40 minutes, and then our time on calls is 14 hours and 54 minutes for a total time of 71 hours and 34 minutes. When we're here, I'd like to talk to you guys, anything that you guys are seeing that you would like to see us do, anything we can help out with, or problems you guys are having that we might not be aware of. Any comment?
Yes, go ahead and stand up and introduce
What,
yourself.
my name's Erwin Sankey. What can we do about the speed on School Street? It continues. You guys are, times you show up there, nobody doing it. Could we get a speed deal on the street from the county?
No, you couldn't get a speed sign from the county. We don't have speed signs.
Not
The
a
ones that
speed
are-
sign, I'm talking about something that shows how fast they're going.
Right, and so like where Joliet has them, where they're coming into town, that's been provided by the city council there, and the city pays for those.
Can we
Because
do
it is-
something like that for School Street? Cause they're, I know they're running more than 25, 40 maybe. And they might slow down a little bit about a block before the school.
That's true. I do know that maybe there's some grants available and Harley is experienced with some of that. So maybe we can look into that to get something like that for there. That would be a good idea.
It does help a lot. Red Lodge uses them in their school zones, their construction zones. Joliet has them come in both sides of town. They do seem to catch people's attention and slow them down.
Well, at one time we had speed bumps. And somebody said it was tearing up farm equipment, so we pulled it out. Slow down.
That wasn't the reason, I
That
don't
wasn't the
think.
reason they were.
Huh?
That wasn't the reason that they pulled them out, I don't think.
No.
I don't think they
We pulled the
were.
one out before the school because it was actually county and
Yeah.
county couldn't plow the roads with them in there.
Yeah. It's a county road.
You can't do a snow plow with a speed bump on it. The school street is technically a through street.
Wouldn't our person plowing the roads, not the county? Is the county plowing our school
We can't
street?
plow with speed bumps on them. Those were portable speed bumps.
Anything else?
Have we taken care of the people parking in the alleys?
Yes,
Oh,
actually. They have moved their vehicles.
We've been working on it, yes.
Good.
He's been contacting people and there's some people that he's just been waiting to hear back from.
Yeah. Got that issue, the alleyway taken care of anyway.
Good.
Anybody else finds an alleyway that's blocked or somebody parking in alleys they're not supposed to
Off the
be?
school street down there about on First,
Okay.
between First and Second on School Street.
Can we get them contacted and get them moved out?
Yep, we can. Okay, yeah.
They had it totally blocked off the other day. Two vehicles was in there.
Yeah, no, we need to keep them open. We have to have room for a fire truck or an ambulance to go down those alleys, so. We have to have them open.
If you've noticed
Yep.
anybody that's habitual, let us know.
Yep, I'll keep my eye out for that.
Okay.
Are we discussing like short-term parking where people are blocking the alley, or is it long-term abandoned vehicles that are being parked alongside the alley?
It's his first house down this, from the corner on School Street. The first one, there's an alleyway there.
Okay.
They start to think it's their property,
Sure, yep.
you know, their parking lot.
Okay, Jerry, you got a question?
Gerald, now according to Ernie, that's an easement. You've got easement to that alley, so that's why he says he can block it. If that's what you're talking about.
I don't know
Right
what
next
it
to the old
is.
building down there?
Catty corner of the Legion or VFW. Well, you know, it's next to the old station.
Yeah, I think if that's Ernie, he says he has easement on that property.
It'd be on the plot map if it was alley or
If it's a city
easement.
alley, then we'll get them to move their stuff.
We'll
We'll have to
definitely
look,
check
I'll
it out.
have to look to see where it's at. Cause I only know one alley that's got an easement to it, and that's not the place. You had a question, sir?
Yeah, Randy Graham. Yeah, we have crosswalks up there at that school? Kids can cross or anything like that? See, that'll slow the traffic down. And when the kids get out, there should be some crosswalks or something put in to check them. Cause I'm concerned about the kids.
No, that's, I'm not aware, I don't know if
Well,
they
you
do or
can
not.
paint them.
I don't think there is any.
There has,
Should be,
And-
paint them on.
Is
there's
that
never
something?
been any painted crosswalks.
And wonder why that is.
It's definitely
I
something.
don't know if they do it everywhere
Is that
else.
something that's the city's responsibility or the school?
No matter, public.
I'll look into it.
I would
Ours?
imagine it would be ours.
Be the
It's
city's.
a public street.
Yeah, it'd be our responsibility.
There used to be a sidewalk across the street there where you turn on to Kidsport,
Mm-hmm.
but that got paved over
Right.
when we paved that. So that's where the crosswalk would be.
Jan,
You,
do you want to check?
you addressed it, so.
Okay. Do we have anything else for the sheriff's department?
What course of action do we want to take on that crosswalk issue?
We have our maintenance guy, Sam. He'll go take a look, and if there's nothing there, I think we need to have him put.
Get in touch with the school.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, find out just where exactly to put it.
We can put that on our sign list as well to get those
Yep, I've got
crosswalk
that
signs.
noted for that.
Put up some signs, put crosswalks
Think
there.
we can get that taken care of before the next meeting? Yeah, yep, that seems more than reasonable.
I think that's a mandatory law, crosswalks 15 mile an hour. I might be wrong, but it's been a long
The
time.
speed limit at on School Street, actually on the school is already 15.
25 to
15
to
to
a
the
block
bridge.
away from the school.
15 to the bridge, I think, right at your place. I
Yeah,
think it's around this, come around the school, should be, it's 15 mile an hour from where the bus barn is, around to right before your place. Then it goes to 25 down.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anybody go 15 mile an hour there, except maybe a snowplow.
I do it.
Well, thank you.
Every night that I go up through there.
Okay, well, we'll check it out and find out. I forgot to mention tonight, our council people, Lauren McKeever is in the hospital, not able to make it, so we can't get him sworn in tonight. We have Harley, our clerk, she'll be sworn in tonight, but that'll be in a little bit here.
Is that on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
So, we have nothing else for the sheriff's department. We'll go on to the next public comment for things not on the agenda. Jerry?
Jerry Hall again. Well, I've been talking to Tim about that sidewalk I'm putting in. And I talked to Sam today when he went and found that one shut off.
We got it
But
found.
there's that pipe in there, it's probably not even a foot from that one shut off valve. And I got most of it dug out. If I could get Sam or someone to pull that pipe out of there, because if I don't, if you ever dig that up and hit that pipe, it's gonna tear everything up.
Okay. Sam, do you wanna go over and get that pulled out?
I will.
And then we'll take it down to the old well house or?
I will get that removed.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Everyone, thank you. What's going on with the investigation that was going on about what happened with the money?
As far as I know, it's still under investigation and we cannot comment on it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Brian Jones. I just wanted to bring up, or see where we're at. We have some pipe and stuff for that main line that's gonna be coming in, or hopefully being installed. And we have that up on that property, and we had it there for storage, hoping we could get it. I was wondering if there's a chance we could get it moved, maybe to more where the site is, so when we start our building, we can have the room to pull the trucks in and do what we have to do. And then if there's any chance of, that's pretty where that road's gonna go. I don't know if it's still, I talked with you, Tim, still on the agenda, kind of an idea of where we're at. We're hopefully be pouring concrete here at the end of June, or May 1st of June. But the way that road is, it's a big lip there, and if you're gonna do your water line, it needs to kind of be leveled out there, because that's 3 feet. Your water line will only be 3 feet down. I mean, I know that's some stuff we gotta talk about, but how to make that the easement or the road for when these trucks are coming in, because otherwise there's not enough room without the easement of the road.
So do we have his project on your to-do list?
I do have a few of those comments about it. I'm interested in finding if there's any other plans or any information about geolocations or anything like that, or is it just we've come to the committee and we want to build the house there? Is there any plans on the road project? I'm in the process of trying to
I
discover
think
those.
you probably have to get with Tim on that.
Yeah, and I've taken Sam, we've looked at it. What we're gonna have to do is lower the
Lower on the
road
radar.
some, and we gotta put a culvert in that little gully right there. And then continue that road, I believe that's Carbon Street.
Mm-hmm.
Carbon Street down through there. And we'll just have to, it's basically an abandoned road that's been vacant for years. And probably the last one over it was in a wagon.
Do we have all the raw material that we need to make that happen, Tim? Do we need to make-
What'll
we need
have to
buy
happen, we're gonna,
culvert and stuff
we
like
have the
that?
culverts already there.
You need risers for that. We're gonna have to raise up that
Sewer
sewer
manhole right there.
4
But we
feet
have
below.
that, it's just a
Yeah.
matter,
Jay, I think, said that stuff was all there, but
that's,
probably needs to have a little bit of design, a little bit of engineering on how you guys wanna build that road, or what you wanna do to bring that
Well-
water line and all, I mean.
yeah, we're just gonna have to cut the hill down, get it to where it's drivable, and then we'll have to put a road base up. But before we put the road base up, we'll get the water line down and the pipe. We have all the materials, it's just a matter of time to do it. I know Jay had planned on getting it done last summer, but with the flood and everything, everything came to a standstill. So it didn't get done last year. But it's still on the agenda. We do need that, and we need, I think there was plans on putting a fire hydrant down here.
It's sitting all up there, the fire hydrant, the pipe.
Yeah, everything there, just,
I mean, we're kinda just makeshift in there right now with our water and where we're tied into and stuff like that, that it needs to actually be proper. But
yeah,
Well, I think you're
have-
probably gonna have
having-
to stay in pretty close contact with Tim as far as what your
Yep.
time frame is on
Yeah.
your bill.
Well, and then I also talked with Tim and stuff, you know, that's what I do for a profession is operate equipment, so,
Mhm.
So now I was
help
gonna-
out or something, I mean, you and I
Yeah.
talked about it, Sam, I'll have to get with you.
I'd like to.
And.
yeah,
we can
then we'll have to
kinda
give
talk
up
about
Harley, because I
stuff.
think there's some paperwork if he's gonna be doing kind of, excavating and use of our equipment.
Yeah.
Because the only thing we have to move with is a backhoe and a grader.
Who would be operating the city's equipment?
Well, it would be
I don't need to,
and-
I'm just offering my services, I can piddle away with it for a couple of hours or whatnot and give him some relief.
I don't know if
Otherwise,
that's a
I'm
good
gonna go
idea.
I can get my own equipment and move that dirt, cause I'm gonna have room to get them trucks in and build and,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I got.
I mean, any
25
dirt
feet
moving
from
on your
my
property
road.
obviously is,
Pardon?
I said any dirt moving on your property is obviously
Right,
yours.
and that's pretty much moved, but it's the easement to getting in. I got like 25 feet from my building to that
And
deal.
Berm.
that
We've gotta
berm.
get a manhole, there's a manhole there that's
Right.
probably 3 feet below the ground right now.
Mhm.
We gotta get
Gotta raise
that
it.
built up, and raised up.
Yeah.
And we got the stuff to do it, it's just a matter of doing it and getting that fixed. And then he can
I
have
think,
the ability to do that and then make the turn onto the road. And we're gonna cut the hill down on the road. Whether
So why
that's,
would it take him operating the city's equipment?
it was
Yeah.
just a time thing to help you guys out. I don't need to
that would
run
be
it.
the only thing.
I don't need to run it at all. I can do that all day long. I don't need to come home and do it. But
I'm
it was just
But
to
we
help,
can-
help a one-man
Yeah, there is,
show out.
there is a concern
And to
about-
get it done.
about, that's why I say you would have to be on our insurance and everything like that to do that. Now,
I don't wanna make you guys go through all that. It was just a,
It's already costing us too much.
right? It was just it's a gesture that I, like I said, I'm gonna get
And Sam
my
can,
equipment to
once
do
we
what I
get up
gotta
there
do.
and get started on it,
And-
I don't think it'll take that long to do. Now, it's just
It
a
all
matter
depends
of
on
doing
what
it.
you got. A 2-yard bucket is gonna take you a while.
Well, yeah, that's all we have, we have the backhoe and the grader. So we just have to,
It's mainly moving the pile. You can push the pile around with what little
With the
equipment, but you gotta move it to that hole.
we gotta move it into the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But.
But that's something we'll talk about.
My main concern is if we're still on the agenda, we
Yes,
started
you
this
are.
process last year with doing this and we're still moving forward. And
Good.
then the winter put us on hold for a little bit, and getting contractors and everything to do stuff, but our plans haven't changed from what we've submitted to you guys of, last year, it's all still the same.
Good.
And,
Will you guys write your information down at that point? And I'll get over to you.
anyways, that's all I got, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Stand up, please.
Elton Kirtley. I would like somebody here to describe any ongoing projects, plans for dealing with the flood issues, because as it is right now, it appears to me that nothing's being done. Except that berm, maybe, and that berm isn't gonna do much. So it'd be nice if you could describe any and all projects, whether it's up by the bridge, 3rd Avenue, or down at Bell, or anywhere else. I would think somebody here could give us a description.
Well, I am working with the Conservation District on monies available to harden the bank along the river over by our city wells. I think it was $364,000 we're looking at. There was a $13,000 fee to start it, and then they allowed $20,000 for engineering fees, and our engineer said that was not enough money. However, in the paperwork, it clearly states that anything over the cost of what they have would be the town's responsibility. So if the town gets it started and the engineering fees run up to $80,000 or $90,000, then the town is on the hook for anything over the $20,000. So I'm looking at maybe another engineer that can give us a better guess. We're looking for somebody that can write a letter and to the Conservation District, an engineer, on how best to do it and how much it would cost to do that, the best way to do it, and we're working with the railroad. Hopefully they will donate the riprap for the river, to harden that river by the water wells. There's about a 1,400 stretch there that we're looking at. The rest of it, the county and FEMA have been working on the woody debris. They started removing that on in Rock Creek about 3 weeks ago and burning it over there. And there, the Rock Creek was by far worse than Clark's Fork River. They had to prioritize because they had complete blockages in that creek that they had to remove. Their steps were to remove the woody debris first, and then they were looking at moving the rock and sediment debris. They were over here the other day and looked at underneath the bridge and at 3rd Street, and I believe they were up on the other corner as well, looking at how many loads of rock they would have to move out of there to open up the channel. But that's what we're working on. Now, as everybody knows, the river's up. The woody debris that we were seeing free on the bridge the other day, when the water came up, that's when the county sent down a track hoe and they dug the debris off of the bridge. The woody debris. And of course by then we couldn't see it, so I'm hoping we got it. But as far as the rest of the woody debris, the big trees and stuff that are in the river, I'm hoping that that will come in the near future, or as soon as the river gets down low enough where they can get in and do it. They are, I believe it's Team Rubicon, is the group that's involved with it. And they're a group of veterans that come in and do that kind of work for FEMA.
Well, is there any long-term plans for, especially 3rd Avenue? Because I'm dredging. The 200 truck, you know, the 200 truck riprap steel deal that Scott Blaine was talking about. And he said the paperwork had to be done. The 200 trucks, you know, I mean, that's a big deal. But I would think that since it's eating away that corner, it would be important to get going on some of that.
Well, it is important. And the Army Corps of Engineers built a dike there years ago, and as anybody that's been down there and looked, it's working behind that dike already. Long-term plans, I would hope that they would do something with that. But as it stands right now, I haven't heard of anything that they're gonna do anything in the near future with it. That could change. They could be working on something and we're just not aware of it.
Well, they'd have to do something pretty quick for this year if they're gonna ensure that not dripping out.
This is high water.
Things that were, you know, you look at the reality of it, there's not much gonna happen this year.
So it's pretty dangerous.
Pardon?
Could be pretty dangerous.
Well, that depends on how much water we get.
Look at the mount.
So, 75 is pretty good for me. But
I know
I'm
what
here
the
on
mountain
call,
looks like.
Yeah.
What they, DES, they called, and their concern is with Rock Creek over to Absorki, the face of the mountain there.
You can see me at the meeting.
Because the amount of snow is, what, 150, 200%? Where with our flow here was 110 or 120%.
You're talking about from Wyoming, you mean?
From Wyoming, yes, the Clarks Fork River. And depending on our temperatures and how it melts,
How much rain we get?
yeah, as to what will happen.
Nobody
They're
can
not
tell.
really too concerned about the Clarks Fork River yet.
Missoula's already having floods up there.
Stand, please.
Yeah, Randy Graham, Missoula is already having floods up there on the Clarks Fork. It was on the news just a day or two ago. And as far as these people down here, you better get some pumps, cause you got high water in 30 days. June 1st, my grandpa always said it was high water, so, my God, you should have it done last year. That's just how it is, you have to live with it.
Ellen, would you go ahead and say
Yeah,
this?
Elton Kirtley. I would think that somehow or other there's a way that ACE could loosen up his rules and have a little common sense and actually allow some dredging in at least 2 of those spots. I mean, it's stupid because they say it's supposed to be natural, but when it comes to the railroad and the ranchers to some degree, there's no natural to it. So why in the world should they be allowed to use an irrational rule and then apply it irrationally and then throw it down our throats and jeopardize all of our dwellings, etc.? It makes no sense.
Okay, I think your time's up.
For what they've, we're working with the federal government. If anybody here has $1 million that they're willing to hire a contractor to go in the river and do the dredging,
Still can't do it.
well, you just take a chance. The town itself cannot do that. We cannot do that. We're limited what we can do. And
I'm sorry.
so that just means that we're working with the government to do the best we can. And that's just where it's gonna have to be. One other comment, yes.
Scott Blaine said a few weeks ago that people can dredge anywhere they want to on there as long as they haul it off. He told
That's
me that
not
just
true.
he told me that just
That's
a
not
few
true.
weeks ago.
That's not true.
I'm just saying what he told me.
It's not even close to
I
being true.
understand, but that, we can't do that and they can't do that, so there's nothing we can do. We're just gonna do the best we can for the town. As everybody sees, we have a whole bunch of pallets of sandbags over there. If the water comes in, put the sandbags around your basement doors and your basement windows, keep the water out of your house. that's some of the best things that we can do. You have to protect yourself. So, yes.
Lindy O'Brien, keep the water out, I have 3 feet in my house. Anyway,
We'd love to.
yeah, I know, and there's nothing, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. What I really wanna do is know, have we got something in place for an early kind of warning? I know that Belfry, they had, I'm just pushing this because if we would have known
Yeah.
that in Belfry it was going out, I could have my trailers out, my animals out, and I really need that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
That was a
siren,
big
would you
failure.
please, and I haven't
Well-
been here, but I thought, that siren, that thing goes off, people have got something, I'll just.
Does that
do what you
even
got.
work anymore?
Yes, it does, I
Does
made
it?
him push it, yes, it does.
It
Want me to
works?
do it? It
Yes,
does.
it does.
It does.
Okay.
And I mean, and that's even if you just, somebody laid on that baby and said, hey, because you know everybody in town's gonna come running.
Well, I can tell you, I went to a meeting here the other day in Red Lodge, and the weather service has stepped up their game. Before, it was always just kind of a humdrum, oh, you got this. Well, they're watching it very closely now. They're paying attention to what the storms are, and they're paying attention to what the levels are. So that if there is an issue, then they will get with Serena, who's our DES person, and she will let us know what to expect.
How are you gonna get it, that's what I wanna know is
If
how
we
you
have,
get
if we
it.
have the floodwaters, if we have that type of an issue and it has to be done quickly,
Yeah.
we'll get with Sam, we'll get with the fire department, we'll get with the sheriff's department. And then we'll go house to house to get it. But yes, do you have any?
Yeah, so DES has a website or an app that you can put on your phone that's
Code
called,
red.
Yeah.
called Carbon
Yeah.
Alert.
Oh,
So
that one.
that's
You
where
got that
all
one
that,
too?
that's where all that stuff is gonna be pushed out.
It's,
For
you
the
know, it's
most
great,
part.
but I'll tell you what, if you think I had my phone on me while I was running around, that thing, I had it and my battery died and it's just, I
So
know
that's-
that
And
sounds
do you have to
stupid.
access that app to see the warning?
No.
Or does it
It pops up on
automatically
your
pop
pops
up?
up on your
Okay.
phone.
Yeah.
You
And
have
so
to
that's-
have that.
You have to,
You have to have that.
and I have
Okay,
Code
but-
Red and I might even have that one.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the
So that's gonna
problem
be
was,
our-
like I said,
Well, it's important
my
that
phone
you
died.
have these things.
That's gonna be our early alert, that's not gonna be our evacuation process, but
How
that's gonna
early?
be.
What are you thinking?
Well, it's an
You know,
8-hour.
they pushed one out the other day for Rock Creek, well within advance, I mean, cause it's not even flooding now.
Right.
But it was a notification to be aware, start preparing for
I
it if it's
saw it.
going to come, so. It's not an evacuation notice.
Right.
They will put those notices on there, but they're gonna push out information a lot earlier than, say, evacuations where we start showing up with guys with boots on the ground and going and knocking on doors.
Could I still be so rude as to ask, can we please have something with the siren? Some rule? Can you put something in place that says if that thing is going off?
We used to have that all the time going.
If you,
Fun day.
It strikes